Hello, Missladypetal here. I would thank you, Claudia, just thank you straight up. Thank you for the mail haul. Thank you. I loved it that you enjoyed what I sent you. It gives me joy to be able to do that. Excuse me, I'm chewing on a mint at the moment. We've just come back from a British store. So it's Easter Sunday over here, and we heard that there was an authentic English British fish and chip shop that had a British supermarket attached to it in a town near us, and we thought they import their fish over from the UK and all the goods, and I thought to myself, oh, how exciting, because one of my fondest memories when I was growing up was my aunts and my grandparents and relatives would bring me over British lollies whenever they came to visit us in Australia, and it was just a great sort of thing. I'm half English, my husband's English, and therefore my kids are 3/4 English, but we live in Australia. So it was really cool to go in there, and I'll show you a few things I picked up at that shop as well as some of my craft hauls. So excuse me while I'm chewing on a mint. Okay, so I went to my friend Kellyanne's on the weekend in casino, and for those of you who think that I actually went to a casino and went gambling, no, there is a town in northern New South Wales in Australia called Casino, and it is the home of Beef Week. So everything to do with beef. So we went to their home that's on acreage, and they have goats and chickens and all sorts of exciting things, and it's very peaceful there, and I live in the city, so it's always nice to go back to my rural roots, because I actually grew up on a farm, and we had a dairy goat farm, and I had a horse, and it wasn't until when I got married I left that, and then I moved to the city, so it was very different, been very different for me since then. It's always nice to go back to that. And it was lovely being down there, but she has a scrapbooking store, and she sells Craft and Couture Creations products. So I always go in there because she always sells them at about 20% off where everybody else does all the time, because she just doesn't have the same sorts of overheads that other people have. So whenever I go there and I have a look and see. So the first thing I got was this Inca Gold, and I don't know if you can see the price there, but it says $9.95, but I got it for $5 because she was selling all of these half price, and it's actually a metal gloss paint. So my thought is that I would try and do some of these bead cores that I do for my Pandora style beads, and try and paint them with this and just see how they held up. It's an idea, but I mean, it was a good price and there's a lot of it, so I thought that was pretty cool. I got a Couture Creations doily. It's from the Madeline collection, and it's actually called an ornamental lace die. I haven't even pulled that out yet, but that's it in the back. So you should be able to see that. Absolutely gorgeous. And the applications that I would see for that, I mean, you'd normally think scrapbooking for that, but what I'm going to do with it mainly is I'm going to use some of it in my art journaling. I love the idea of using doilies, but sometimes I find that the cut doilies that I buy, they've got sort of tattered edges in them, and they're not cut as well as what I'd like. And I can do these in different colours and different types of papers, and I don't have to start with white, and I can use them on clothes, or I can use them as stencils. I can spray through it, so I can see a lot of applications for it, and if I really like something like that, then I will use it a fair amount. So I don't tend to buy heaps and heaps of dyes anymore, but when I do, I know that there's the sort of dyes that I'll use an awful lot and get the money's worth out of it. I've heard that the Couture Creations double-sided tape is the best double-sided tape ever, so I bought some double-sided tape. She had some cheap Couture Creations washi tape, And like I was saying, the cheapest I can buy it is for $2.95 in Australia. These were $2.50, so a little bit cheaper. But this particular print in the fuchsia, I'm actually looking to make a template in that kind of print soon. And there's music. I like the teal and I like the chevrons. So I was just kind of looking at these, just thinking to myself, oh yeah, I could probably paint some of these, but I can't be bothered, and they were a pretty good price. The main thing that I liked though is this big template, and it's very thick. It's a Kaisercraft one. She was telling me the story about the Kaisercraft template. So it's a lovely big doily, and I can see me spraying a lot of art journal pages, and even some of my paintings, I'm thinking of using that in the background. She was telling me the story of Kaiser templates, and apparently Spotlight, which is kind of like a big haberdashery slash craft slash home decor store in Australia, and they're all over the place. Apparently Spotlight went to Kaisercraft and said, we really want you to make us some stencils, and Kaisercraft said, well no, stencils are really out. And then they said, well no, we've got all these people wanting stencils. So they actually put up the seed money for the product development for the first lot of stencils that Kaisercraft came out with last year. And lo and behold, they sold out everywhere. So now they're investing, now they're just bringing out new releases probably every month or so. And the thing I like about these is they're really thick. So these particular dies are really thick, really easy to use with texture paste, beautiful to use in your jelly print or anything like that. So I'm really looking forward to using that. I got some more napkins, and I really love these red chevrons. So I've already used a few of these, and I lined a picnic hamper that I did for Easter with them. So something that I got from the English shop. So I got, it's a mug with a lid. I'm going to open it because it's gorgeous. And so I'm a real tea drinker, right? So this is a British telephone, public telephone booth, and it's red, and there's the lid. And like, and I'm a dedicated tea drinker, and one of the things that if you drink a lot of tea, you actually like to put a lid on your cup when it's brewing to keep the tea hot, because then of course, like me, you'll add milk to it and then the tea gets a little bit lukewarm. I love that. And my mother-in-law's coming over shortly, and she's English, and she loves Yorkshire tea. And we found a box of Yorkshire tea at this British shop. So how exciting is that? So I think that's the majority of my haul. This is not all craft stuff. I'm looking at doing, I've just signed up for the Krazy Island ATC swap. So if you want to be in the artist trading cards swap, Claudia Rossi was saying that the standard size is 2.5 by 3.5. But check this out. I got given a packet of artist trading cards, and these, and I'm sorry Gina, but obviously these were older and they're really thick. These ones are like chalk paint, so I could do some chalk ones, but they're only, no, it says they're 2.5 by 3.5. I thought, for some reason I thought they were 1.5 by 3.5. So I've got 2 packets of the black, and I've got a packet of the white, and I've got a packet of white that I was given as well. And these are 500 GSM, so they're like, right, really like made out of cardboard. So I'm kind of thinking, yeah, 2.5 by 3.5 inches. Like, they don't, you'd think that a trading card would be a little bit bigger than that, but there you go. So I've got some black ones, so I might do some black ones and some white ones, and we'll see how we go. I saw Vicky Papagnou do a journal cover with chalkboard paint, a journal page spread with chalkboard paint. So that strikes me as being like chalkboard paint. I mean, I can always brayer over it or do something else. So I'm already planning what I'm going to do with those artist trading cards. I've never done an ATC swap before, so this is my first time, and to be honest, like, I've never actually been interested in doing one before, but because it's with Crazy Island family, I'm interested in swapping and seeing what other people do. And my thought is that when I get those back, I'm just going to incorporate them into my smash journals, and I just think that would be really lovely. So one thing that I'm kind of wanting, I think, from everybody who does the artist trading swap is that somewhere on the back of the card, like, I know I've seen them where you do them front and back, but I'd really like somewhere to have your name and address on it somewhere, so that I don't have to write it on and maybe ruin a little bit of your artwork, because I may not necessarily keep all the envelopes, or I may do something else with the envelopes, and I really want to be able to put them in the pockets of my smash and junk journals or that kind of thing, and then I want to be able to know who sent it to me and painted it without necessarily having to go to a reference guide about that, where I've got the envelope or something like that. So I'll try and figure it out, but that was kind of my thought about that, because that's the way that I want to use it, because they're not big enough to actually have your own journal. I mean, it would be a really tiny journal at that size, so I don't know, I'm kind of leaning towards popping them into a smash journal or junk journal at this point. I think that's it for me today. I'm actually I'm having a big art weekend. I thought I was going to this Easter weekend, but I've gone and seen a lot of friends and done a bit of travel. But next weekend I'm having my friend Vicky McBride from Simply Done Creations come up and spend a weekend with me. We're going to do a video together. We're going to teach some of you some Australianisms and have a conversation in Australian. Which I thought would be really funny for our international viewers. And I'll also introduce her and show you some of the work we're doing. I'm also going to an artist's afternoon next Saturday afternoon, where I'll be working on my winter flowers painting. That painting has a lot of kind of logistical work that I've got to think about doing for it, so I might do a little bit. I'm going to do some like short in progress video snaps of that, because I can't, when I do a painting of that size, I really do it over a period of time, and I can't kind of just leave the camera running when I'm doing, you know, bits and pieces on it. But there's some really quite heavy logistical stuff that'll be interesting to have a look at while I'm doing that. I'm making 3D flowers in it. Some of them will be pretty large, and I'm excited about the prospect of how do I put them onto the canvas and make them stay there and come out the way I want them to come out, and how logistically do I do all that. So I'm working on that next weekend. I'm also thinking that I'll work on some of the ATCs probably through the week, but also next weekend, because I know Vicky's thinking of going into that swap as well. And we'll do some advanced jelly printing, because she's just got herself a new jelly plate, and so she's just done her first lot of jelly prints. So I'm going to teach her some more about jelly printing, which will be really fun. And I'm also thinking about carrying on with my altered book, so a bit of an altered book update. So as you know, I did an introduction to this altered book, and I was really excited about it, and I've gotten stuck on this first page. So far what I found, and you can see a little bit, is that the gesso is just scratched off. So I found everywhere that the gesso is scratched off, and then so I realized that I would have to, instead of painting, I would have to collage it. So I'm now working on a collage thought with some of that beautiful tissue paper, and my idea is that I will do something else with it. So I'm really having to rethink that entire book at the moment, because I've realised that this beautiful board book is, I don't know if you can see the shine. Don't know if you can see the shine, but it's really, really shiny. So instead of me doing just a gesso kind of background and then working from there, I actually have to lay glue and collages down, and that's not peeling off at all. It peels off a bit, actually. You can see it. Look, I'm rethinking it again. See that? It is peeling off. See that? So now I'm like even rethinking that, because the whole lot's just peeling off. So I most likely will just rip this whole thing up again and start again. And I have no idea how I'm going to approach it. It probably won't have gesso at all. Look at that. That's pretty bad. So I'm kind of considering whether I even do this book at the moment. I don't know if anyone's got any ideas about what to do with a book like this, then I would be more than happy to have you comment or contact me on Krazy Island or something like that. But yeah, particularly Gina. Gina, have you done an altered book on such glossy card? Makes me think I'm probably going to have to do something like, I'm probably going to have to maybe, see, in all the divots, it's sticking really well. So I'm kind of thinking I'm going to have to maybe sand the pages if I'm going to do it, or just ditch this book altogether and think about doing another project altogether. But I was really excited at the prospect of doing that, and I have quite a few really, really cool ideas that I really want to let fly to do with, particularly the, yeah, look at this. The whole lot's just ripping off. That's depressing. So, and that's kind of what I thought. It's like this book is impervious. Every time you try and do something to this book, it will fight back and say, no, I want to be the original book I was. So yeah, that altered book project's really going to be, I don't know, completely rethought. Don't know if I can, you know, like for any of you that have ideas about that, I would love to hear them. The only way I've gotten around that in the past is to actually get my belt sander out, my disc sander, and actually sand these down like they were wood, and then I've got a usable surface. But I don't, like, for me, I'd rather just not do it. I'd rather just go in one of my other altered book projects, because I've got a few of them on the go at the moment. So anyway, there's a shout out for help. So if anyone's got any ideas, and I'm also looking at getting a couple of books at the moment. So I'm looking at getting Tracy Bautista's Doodles Unleashed and some art journaling books, because I've got quite a few ladies that want to start art journaling and that live nearby me, and instead of having to do classes and stuff, I'm kind of thinking to myself, well, if I get these books, well, then maybe they might want to borrow them, or they might want to have a look through the books and then get inspired. I mean, I'm right on my way, but I really learned a good lesson this morning from watching Gina's, where she was doing her doodle books, and she's going through her books at the moment to create files of doodles that really interest her, and then art journaling, and then serious painting and stuff like that. And I thought to myself, yeah, you know what, as an artist, you should draw upon all the good resources that you have. So I'm looking to go and get some of those. I've taken some of Tracy's courses, and like Gina, she's probably one of my favourite mixed media artists. That's got some good books, and like Gina, I would like to meet her. One year I would really like to go to CHA, and anyone that lives kind of near there, it would be a great shout out. Maybe one year we could all get together and go, like, that would be awesome. All right then, here's saying ciao for Missladypetal on Easter Sunday. And yeah, if you've got any ideas about what to do with these books and stuff, just give these glossy books, give me a shout out, and otherwise I might, yeah, give it a bit of a miss, because I think the book is 1 and Peter is 0 at the moment. Okay, ciao for now.